Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Eric with SweetSpotDFS, and these are my PrizePicks PGA plays of the ZOZO Championship. I'll go over my favorite round 1 plays, as well as my strategies for rounds 2, 3, and 4, and a little bit later in the video, I'll give you my favorite PGA DFS picks. But first, I want to remind you guys, I am running a giveaway this week. I run a giveaway every single week for PrizePicks. You sign up using the promo code SweetSpot and put a minimum deposit of at least $20 in, you'll get entered into a giveaway for $20. And that entry will never go away. Every Sunday night that I run it, your name will be in the running to win $20. So you can look at it this way. You're going to win $20 one way or another. All you gotta do, sign up, use the promo code SweetSpot, and put $20 in. That's it. Let's go ahead, let's get into these picks. I'm gonna start with single stat DFS, final finishing place. We only have 10 golfers to talk about. This tournament is being played in Japan. We do have one Japanese golfer here, Mr. Hideki Matsuyama, who has played this tournament well before. He's currently projected at 16.5. One thing to note, these projections change just like how Vegas changes odds. The more people that are on and under and over, the more likely this will change one way or the other. 16.5, pretty generous. I'd hop on that. I do like 16.5 quite a bit. So I would hit the under. Same goes with Will Zalatoris. Now this is a weak field. It's also a 78-man field. There's no cut. I think Will Zalatoris can thrive here. I think him, Hideki, I think all of these top named guys will do well. But I'm gonna start here with the easier ones. Hideki Matsuyama, Will Zalatoris, we're hitting the unders there. Joaquin Niemann, I'm hitting the under there. I like Cameron Tringali. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the under. Here's the oh my gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? The unfortunate thing. So we can't go all 5 unders. We need to find one that will be an over. I like the idea of Ricky Fowler being an over. I like the idea of Tommy Fleetwood being an over. I also like Siwoo Kim being an over. But really, these finishing places here, although I think they can definitely hit the under, no problem, I think it's a little bit more challenging for these guys to hit those unders for their projections. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go and hit the over on Xander. But I'm going to actually turn around and change this. So I'm going to make a 3-pick power to hedge myself and let Xander be the under and select someone else as an over. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put $5 on this while I'm on here talking to you guys. I'm not going to do that 3-pick power, but that's one way you can hedge against yourself. So I'll go ahead, place my entry for $5. That's where I'm starting with final finishing place. Now, this golf course has been said, and we've seen it in 2019, and can be quite challenging. It was a little softer then. The winning score was 19 under by Tiger Woods. That lends itself to kind of a birdie fest atmosphere. But the greens were soft at that time. We're not really getting those reports that the greens are soft this time around. So I think it might be a little bit more challenging. So if you're looking at birdies or better, I don't like doing this for round 1. But if you guys are bold, go ahead and do it. 4 birdies or better, that's pretty low. That's a low projection. If you're feeling frisky, or you have a good idea of these guys scoring better, go ahead and select the overs. Here's one thing I want you guys to also kind of pay attention to. Morikawa, he's a ball striker. He can obviously ball strike it to death. He's not a very good putter. So if there was one thing to forecast, he might not be able to make his putts that well. Same goes with Will Zalatoris, as it does with Keegan Bradley. These are guys who are really good ball strikers, very poor putters. And also same goes with Hideki Matsuyama. So if you're kind of on that train, go ahead, hit the unders for these projections. I'm not going to do this right now. Again, I don't like doing birdies or better. Greens and reg and fairways hit. I did mess around with this last week. I fell on my face. Like I did not get it right whatsoever. 8.5 though for a good ball striker like Collin Morikawa. I think that's pretty generous. These fairways are tight though. So we're not going to get the forgiveness we saw last week when Morikawa was hitting, 10 fairways, 11 fairways at his home course, or one of them. So yeah, I think this actually might be a good projection. I'm going to stay away from it, honestly. Fantasy score is probably where I'm going to live, though. This is a par 70. So remember that, because if these projections, like 68.5 ends up being one of the projections, just think of it. They only have to shoot 2 under par. That's a little bit more doable. Otherwise, you have to forecast these guys as shooting 3 under par if their projection is at 68, which is kind of a bummer. I think you could probably pick on some of these, or not so much pick on these guys, but go with some of these guys. I think 3 under is a good score. Remember, 19 under won it in 2019. You cut that up by 4s. That's almost 5 under a day. And we also had, let's take a look. So really, your top 10 was 9 under or better. So if you cut that into 4s, that's only 2 under a day. I'm gonna change my tune on this, because Tiger kind of ran away with this. Him and Hideki Matsuyama, 16 under and better. Everybody else is 13 under. And again, if you cut that in 4s, that's 3 under a day for some of these top guys. That's a really good projection by PrizePicks. Good on them to do something like this. I would probably hit the over with Morikawa. I'm gonna hit the over with Schauffele as well. I'm actually gonna hit the over on Zalatoris. I'll hit the under on Matsuyama. And I mean, to me, it's between Joaquin Niemann and Cameron Tringali. So I'm going to go with Niemann. I like Niemann. Nothing's really telling me that he's that much better than Tringali in round 1. Let's go ahead and put $5 on this. So those are my round 1 picks. Now, strategies 2, 3, and 4, check the wind. It looks like Friday is going to be a little rainy. That lends itself to softer conditions. Also, it lends itself to less wind. So that will help scoring out a little bit. You can see the weather forecast. I put it on the screen there. Forgot to put the degree marks next to the 60s. But either way, you can see the wind blowing. You can also see kind of cloudy overcast on Thursday, a little bit raining on Friday. Pay attention to that. Windfinder.com is a good place to go to find what the wind is going to do. Attack the early morning guys if the wind is a little bit heavier in the afternoon, and vice versa. If the wind is heavy in the morning, attack the afternoon guys. So those are my strategies for rounds 2, 3, and 4. Let's get into my favorite DFS picks for this week. And I went, I picked 3 golfers from each price range. So in our 10K range, I like Xander, I like Will Zalatoris, and Hideki Matsuyama. If you're with me in my strategy video, I told you need to either select Matsuyama or Schauffele. One of these guys is going to be in the optimal lineup. The buckets are projecting it out to be that. I mean, there's one other guy, don't get me wrong, it's not a foolproof thing, but it's a very good chance one of these 2 guys are going to be in the optimal lineup. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. And if you want to do that with your final finishing place projections, go with that. Obviously, I hit Matsuyama with the under and Xander with the over. We could always flip that around. But yeah, these are my 3 golfers. Again, it's Matsuyama or Schauffele. Then I'm going to go into Niemann, Tringali, and Grillo as my 9K golfers that I like. In the 8K range, I like Vegas, Palmer, and Chris Kirk. In the 7K range, I like Norlander, Munoz, and Matt Jones. And in the 6K range, I like Merritt, Putnam, and Sung Kang. Again, if you're in the strategy video with me, you would have seen whenever I ran the optimizer, a lot of these guys here at the bottom showed up a bunch of times. So I'm liking the chances these guys are going to do well. Again, it's a no-cut event. We want birdie makers, and a lot of these guys are pretty decent at making birdies. So those are my DFS picks. Those are my prize picks that I have for you guys. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Let's win some money. All right, bye.